Hi guys, so as I promised you in the previous video, I was going to show you how to change the base map using the BasemapGallery widget in the ArcGIS API for JavaScript. And at the end of this video, we're expecting to end up with a result such as this. So this is the BasemapGallery widget, the top right corner, and you can change between base maps. You can choose any base map that you click on is loaded, and the widget is also mobile responsive. As you can see, the base maps stretch in a column, which looks much better compared to this grid system right here. Yeah, so this is what we are going to be doing today. So since most of the code is the same, I'm going to be using the index.html file and the styles.css file, okay, from the previous video. I'm going to be uploading this code to GitHub, so don't worry. And if you have not watched the previous video, please, I'm going to also leave a link in the description for you to watch it. So the only thing I'm going to be playing around with is the JavaScript file, and there's also a lot of things that are similar, like the API key and the modules required. Only one has changed, but I'm just going to copy it and paste it, and then I'm going to explain maybe what I've changed a little bit from the previous video. I'm just gonna add that. So as you can see, I've changed this from a base map toggle to the base map gallery, and please make sure that you use the widgets here, not the views. Don't confuse it, it is widgets. And also you pass it in here as an argument. So after you do that, the map, the creating a new map and the creating a new map view is all the same as from the previous video. So the only thing that we're going to do here is to create a new basemap gallery, and we do that by creating and we're going to store it in a basemap gallery constant variable. So in here we create a new basemap gallery, and please make sure that it is the same, the name is the same as the one you passed up here as an argument. So this this new basemap gallery takes in a few properties. So, but the first thing you need to do is pass in the view. So it tells it in which view, or in which in which view is the widget going to be loaded into. So it is going to be loaded into this view, the map view. Okay, so the other property you can pass in is the source. So the source property also takes in a query property, and the query property takes in the title property. Okay, and in this title property, okay, this is a kind of weird. Is you just have to write this sentence: world base maps for developers. I did not just come up with this whole sentence. It's in the ArcGIS API for JavaScript documentation, so I would suggest not playing around with it and just pass it in as it is. As long as it works, just leave it be, just let it be. So the other there are other properties that you can pass, but for now let's see if this works. So the last thing that you need to do now is to add this basemap gallery into the UI, and you do this by adding view.ui.add. You add this basemap gallery, the new basemap gallery, and where do you want it to be? So you can place it in the top right corner, the top left corner, bottom left, or bottom right. But since I know I'm somewhere in the bottom right corner, so I'm going to place it in the top right corner so that you can see it. So just write the top right corner, and that's it. So let me open it in a browser window and hope that it works. Yes, you can already see it here. Here's the BasemapGallery widget. So there are all these options: ArcGIS imagery, ArcGIS imagery hybrid, ArcGIS topographic, and you can choose between all these options. Okay, every base map that you click is loaded into the view like that. Okay, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. Okay, that's all. So as I have told you before, there are other properties that you can pass in. You can pass in into this base map gallery. So one of them is a container. You can specify a container where you want the base map gallery to be loaded in. So for that, I'm going to just showcase that I'm going to create a new div, and I'm going to give it an ID of gallery. So this is where we're going to be loading the gallery that we're going to make. So let us just style it a little bit. So let's use position fixed. Okay, so that we can fix it at the same position, top right here. And for that we need to specify some other things like top, let's press it to 1%, right 1%. Let's work on the overflow so that as you can see, as you have seen, it is the options or the base maps are loaded in a grid system. So there's going to be a lot of them that are going to be cut out, or they are not going to be visible if I don't specify the overflow. Why? Since the container might not be a height that can hold all the base map options. So I'm going to specify overflow y scroll so that you can just scroll down to the bottom and you can see the other options so that they are not left out. And just to make it visible, let's add a background color, maybe aquamarine, like that. So let's see if okay, for now I don't think it won't be visible. So that is because you have not passed in the container property right here. So let us pass it in at the bottom here. And the same, okay, the way that you pass it in here is just like in the map view. So you just come here and add the name of the ID. Okay, you pass in the ID as a string. You can just copy that ID of the div where you want the widget to be loaded, the basemap widget. Just paste it inside there and it should work. Yeah, there you go, there it is. So you can play around with the background color, maybe the height. Okay, so you can come here, maybe change the height. Let's do 8 rem, like that. And then you see this is what I told you about the overflow. So this allows you to scroll down to other options. Okay, so I had tried to change maybe the width, but it didn't work. But the good thing is it is mobile responsive, so it stretches into a column to make it more usable. So I think that is no problem. And I think that that height is too small, so let's do around 25 rem, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, there you go. And you can scroll around and change the base maps. Okay, so there are other properties that you can use with the base map gallery. So the other one is disabled property. So the disabled property makes sure that that the widget is disabled and the user cannot interact with the widget. So all you have to do is pass in disabled. This one is a boolean value, so let's do true, like that. And when you load this again, okay, as you can see, it is disabled. You can choose any base map, you can choose anything. So in the case where this is disabled, it loads the default the default base map which you had passed up here in the map, okay, in the new map here. But I don't think we want that, so okay, I'll just comment that out. Okay, so the other property you can pass in is visible, and this is just self-explanatory. So if you make it true, the widget is going to be invisible. It is not going to be displayed. So let's keep that as false. But if you need to use it, just change it to true, and the widget is going to disappear. Okay, the other property that you can use is active basemap. Active basemap property. The active basemap property, it's like it specifies the basemap that is loaded when the on launch or initiation of the window. Okay, when the window is loaded, the browser window is loaded, which basemap is shown from all these options. Okay, so like you can choose maybe ArcGIS topographic or ArcGIS street nights or ArcGIS imagery. Okay, you can play around with the base maps and then just pass any base map of your choice. Okay, and I repeat again, the active base map, this property specifies the map that will be loaded as when the browser window is loaded. Okay, it only specifies the map that is loaded when the browser window is loaded. Okay, but you can still change the base map once the window is fully loaded. Okay, so the other property you can do is the source property. You can change this because maybe you want your source is different. So let me just comment this out. Like that. Sorry, that. So let's say your source is different. Your source is maybe from ArcGIS online portal. So all you have to do is specify in the source property, pass in the portal property like that, and then in the portal property you're going to pass in the URL. Okay, you're going to pass in the URL. Like it's going to be something similar to HTTPS and maybe www. Maybe myportal.arcgis.com, like that, and it is going to source the base map from your portal. Okay, so but also you can set the source of the base map to local base map source. Okay, so for that you're going to change the source property into something different. Let me also just comment this out. Don't want to delete it. So for this one, you're just going to change it into you're going to pass in the location of your base maps into an array like this. So for this one is going to the source is going to pass in the source as the local base map source. Okay, so the maps, the base maps that are going to be loaded from this source are from local base map source. Let me just specify it right here, local base map source. Yep, and I think that's it. But there are other properties that go with the basemap gallery, but I think these are the most common that you're going maybe to need in your mapping. So if you're interested in looking at all the other options, let me see if I can find them and show you real quickly. But yeah, here they are. So yep, here you are. There's the active base map. I've showed you that one. The container, this specifies where you want the widget to be loaded. The declared class property, okay, the disabled property, the heading label property, the icon class property, the ID label, source, view model, and the visible property. So these are all the properties that can be used with the BasemapGallery widget. Okay, but I think the ones that I just showed you are the ones that you're going to mostly use. Okay, so I think that's it. We accomplished what we wanted from the beginning of this video. So oh, it's not loading because of the source. It's not supposed to be that. My source is supposed to be this one right here. Okay, my source is supposed to be that one, and now it should load like that. Okay, it was my base map. It's not loading. Come on. Yep, there you go. So I think that's all for today. That's the end of the video. Okay, so please subscribe. I'm going to be showing more content. Okay, I think in the next video we can maybe do how to display a custom base map style. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing in the next video. So see you then.